says, I don't know where we're live. This is KHQN from Rock Canyon Studios in Provo, Utah, with our Wednesday Wonders, Sherwin and Jones, for Escape the Matrix. Get ready to learn about web marketing like you've never done before. Call 1-800-776-1913. 1-800-776-1913.
Good morning. We are live on KHQN 1480, as mentioned by our wonderful intro. We appreciate those people who help run the show. It's kind of funny. Here we are. I can see the monitor for, we do a broadcast on television here as well, simulcast on Channel 17. And here we are looking completely organized, like we didn't just have half an hour of complete chaos and mayhem in preparing for the show. It's kind of
totally
interesting.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Behind the scenes of how we really put together a radio show. Complete mayhem, and then suddenly we sit in our seats and everything is good.
And all of a sudden the intro comes on, and then we speak, and it's like nothing, everything has happened.
Who could tell that we're actually completely unorganized behind the scenes? But we are here to teach you web marketing, as mentioned, and today we're going to talk specifically about SEO, and a lot of people are very interested in SEO. And then, of course, a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about when I say SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. And if you still don't know what that means, it's all about getting your site ranked on Google. When a person searches for something on Google, a certain amount of results come up in a certain order determined by Google, and depending on the phrase that you use. For example, if you enter the term Salt Lake City dentist, on the front page, a variety of dentists will show up. Arguably, the one who's done the best job of search engine optimization, and maybe the one who's spending the most money, will be number one.
It's kind of interesting to note that one who's been doing the best SEO and the one who's spending the most money is simply who is at the top.
And that's, of course, not always true. Our clients don't pay that much and are ranked very high on Google, right? So it just depends. There's some very expensive firms out there. We happen to be a value firm, and so we do it less expensive than some of the big dogs out there. So, and then some people want to just do it all on their onesies, as they would say on Pirates. And so today we're going to talk about all things SEO. We're hopefully going to give some great nuggets to everyone from the dentist who wants to outrank his competitor to the small-time marketer who wants to teach people how to potty train their child to the landscaper. We're going to be, you laugh, but we're going to be talking about potty training today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Potty training. Okay, good.
It's going to be one of our case studies.
That's good. My 2-year-old will be ready for this.
Well, the timing is perfect.
Perfect timing.
And people do enter on Google how to potty train a boy, how to potty train a girl. And would you believe you can make money with that? So as you learn, Dan, about potty training your boy, maybe you should also teach a few thousand other people how to potty train a boy and sell a book that's already available on ClickBank on how to potty train a boy and make money.
There you go. I can potty train and make money while I'm at it.
You absolutely can. Who would have thought? Isn't it amazing?
And actually, that's kind of interesting because I think that I mean, a lot of factors play into it. I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but social factors and things like that, social media factors, and if you're someone who is going through that right now and you're trying to sell something on it, I mean, just talking through your social networks, you're going to have a lot of buzz generated because you're able to connect with people right there. But anyways, that's kind of like a different thing. That's kind of we'll get into that probably a little bit later, but kind of jumping the gun.
We probably will get into that. And yeah, because last week, let's just back up for a minute, because last week we promised people we would do a review of the case study for 1 week of usage with my team of using the product Pin Pioneer. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And
here it is.
Here it is.
The big case study.
Drum roll on the table. Don't use it.
Wow.
As in all things. As in all things online.
When you told me that earlier, I was kind of stunned. I was like, all right, well, okay. So don't use it. Don't use Pin Pioneer.
We're being real here.
Yeah.
We're being real.
And that's actually something that I was like, I was like, I don't know that very many companies would actually do that. Being an affiliate for a company and then a week later withdraw their product and say, yeah, remember that product I was trying to promote last week? Don't use it.
Well, and one of the reasons why is because this is very, very fresh information. Pinterest has made major changes recently to make it harder for automation to succeed on their platform.
Yeah.
The poor guys at Pin Pioneer, they did a phenomenal job. It was a great tool. The whole concept of it is phenomenal. All the research that we did was accurate. Everyone who was using it was loving it. It truly was a working, valuable tool. And then Pinterest went ahead and made a few fundamental changes that made it so that the most cool aspects of Pin Pioneer no longer function.
Ouch.
And literally, since we did our research and started using it, stuff started breaking as we were testing. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's crazy.
And so, there you have it. We're done with our case study on Pin Pioneer. It no longer works.
So, because of the fundamental changes that Pinterest itself has done, it's probably safe to assume that none of the automation tools for Pinterest work.
It all depends on what they do. There's a variety of different ways to automate Pinterest. There's a variety of ways to automate Google. Facebook. I was looking at a tool yesterday on how to insert a lot of your own affiliate links into open groups, for example.
Right.
And it's a very hot product right now in the affiliate world. There's a ton of guys pushing it. I must have got 3 emails on this since Monday. And I watched
Facebook groups.
On Facebook groups,
right.
How to get a bunch of affiliate links into Facebook groups. And right on the surface of it, I thought, yeah, that's going to last for about 2 weeks. And people are going to lose their Facebook accounts. And basically, it was glorified spamming. And anytime you're talking automation, you have to really look closely at, is this tool really a glorified spamming tool? And if it is, you know, you're dealing with billion-dollar companies here. Facebook is a billion-dollar-plus company. Pinterest is already a billion-dollar-plus company. Twitter is a billion-dollar-plus company. Do you know, 5 years ago I put up a store on Amazon, and using complete automation of Twitter feeds, automating everything from setting up, not setting up, we went and opened the account ourselves, of course, but then we completely automated getting a following, inserting our Amazon store links, building a following. We had 10 different Twitter accounts going. All this was automated. We went from $0 to $3,000 a month in revenue on this store, completely hacking Twitter. Just Twitter.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and 6 months later, we weren't making a dime, and all 10 Twitter accounts had been shut down by Twitter.
Nice. Yeah, Twitter's a tough nut to crack when it comes to automation, I've found, or even when it just comes to spamming. You know. They know who's out there, who's for real, and who's not.
And
pretty
not
quickly.
Only Twitter. That story is a great case study. Even if you can get it to work, it's not long term. And here on the Escape the Matrix show, we hope that we are dealing here with listeners who are long-term business builders, who want to be in business 20 years from now, not just make a few bucks today.
Right.
And you know, it takes a lot of work to do this stuff. You might as well do it right. You might as well do it long term. Now we got a hard stop coming up on the radio here, and so we're going to get into SEO here on the next 3 sections of the radio show. We're talking about SEO and all things to do with how to get a site ranked on the mighty Google and make money no matter what it is that you sell. This is Dave Sherwin with Dan Jones on KHQN 1480 AM. I still can't get over how fast every segment goes by.
Holy cow.
Crazy.
Like, that was really weird, actually.
You guys do a commercial for Escape the Matrix, your service.
Could we prepare one?
Could you just ad-lib one?
Right now?
Yeah. For your premium service or whatever you're doing.
I
sure. Do we have people watching watching live?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Oh, so just one.
I want to be able to cut a commercial.
Sounds good. Let's try it.
Cool.
For those of you watching, we are on a hard stop on the radio, and Clark, our engineer, just asked us to cut a radio clip, A commercial for Escape the Matrix. So what do we say? Well, I guess we're recording right now, so we can just try, right?
Interview each other.
Interview each other. So, Dan, why would someone want to subscribe to the premium membership of Escape the Matrix?
Holy cow, Dave. They're going to get so much back there. Right now, they're going to start getting SEO. We'll probably go in and update the back end with a lot of the tips and tricks that have SEO. We're talking...
Well, let's stop. Let's try again, because we don't want to hear about what they're going to get. Let's talk about what they get. So let me try again.
Right,
so, Dan,
right, okay.
Why does someone need to subscribe to our premium membership at escapethematrix.net?
I don't know where to start.
Okay, you asked me that question.
Simple online marketing. Okay, we're talking SEO, social media platforms, the latest and greatest in how to get ranked on Google, how to create social buzz on Facebook, Pinterest, and Twitter. All the above, make money online.
Everything you know to make money online. If you want to make a living on the internet, everything you need is in our premium back office. Our tagline for it is the last trainings. Now I'm getting it wrong.
The
last course you ever need. We're back on the Escape the Matrix show. Online marketing, how to make money online. Whether you are a small business person, a big business person, or a wannabe business person, you're going to need to know how to work the internet. You're going to need to know how to make money online in this day and age. It doesn't matter if you're a local business or an e-commerce site. You have got to figure out how to get your site ranked on Google, how to do social media. We talk about all this stuff on the Escape the Matrix show, but today we're focusing on the mighty Google. And you know, Google is one of those platforms where a person, even a business, can make a full-time revenue stream just from Google. Now, it's a tough nut to crack, so we're going to talk about some of the best practices of search engine optimization, or SEO. And again, if you're new to all this, search engine optimization is simply the art and science of getting your site ranked at the top of Google above your competitors. And when you do that, wonderful things happen. Angels start to sing, the gray skies turn to blue.
Very true.
And everything is great. But let me tell you the bummer with SEO. So let's start with the realities of SEO.
I like the bird singing. I had the bird sing the other day. It was pretty awesome.
Well, if you want to get the bird singing, you're going to have to first of all go through some rough weather.
Yep.
And here's why. Unlike pay-per-click advertising, which is instant, or Facebook paid ads, which is instant, I can get eyeballs on an advertisement and an opportunity for someone to buy something right now.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen with SEO. So if I put up a brand new website and I've built it just right, perfectly optimized with all the on-site factors, and I've got a target audience and a certain keyword that I'm going to tackle, like how to potty train a boy. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. And some people may be scratching their head and saying, how do you make money teaching people how to potty train a child? Well, the fact is there's a lot of ways. You can make money in anything. If you can get a site ranked on Google, it's amazing how you can make money. We'll talk about that later. But first you got to get it ranked to make any money. So if you do it all just right, and I put my site out there today, what happens today, Dan?
Google doesn't even know you exist.
Good answer. They don't know I exist, so my customers can't see my site. And if we do a ranking, what we call a ranking report on the site, and a ranking report is what tells you how well that site is doing for the variety of keywords that it might be trying to rank for. We run the ranking report, and it will tell us there is 0 results.
0 results. Because 0 keywords that you rank for, you are not even indexed by Google, and you have a site authority of 0, everything.
You start at nothing, ground zero.
Yep. So you may have a kick-butt website, but no one cares.
Google doesn't think it's a kick-butt website yet. What does kick-butt website mean? Well, that's the answer to, I mean, life, the universe, and everything, right? So now you're not even on the map. The first thing you got to do is get your site indexed, meaning get it into Google's index, And the last thing you want to do is do it the way they say to do it, which is to go to Google and enter your site. That's a dumb idea. Okay? The best way to get your site indexed is through social bookmarking.
Yeah.
We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that, but let me give you the answer really quickly and easily. Go to stumbleupon.com, open an account, and stumble your site.
Right. It's kind of like submitting it to StumbleUpon.
Yeah. Submit it to StumbleUpon, not Google. And it will be indexed within minutes. I kid you not. I've done this many times. That's how we get a site indexed. Now it's indexed.
Because Google is indexing StumbleUpon. Google is crawling StumbleUpon all the time. They know exactly what's in StumbleUpon. And so if your site is in StumbleUpon, Google's going to pick it up pretty quickly.
Exactly right. Yep. And you can use Delicious. You can use Dig. If you Google social bookmarking, you may find you already have an account at one of these places. And a lot of people have opened accounts at places like that. And so if you already have an account open at any of the social bookmarking sites, just go ahead and enter your brand new site there, and now you're indexed. And now if you run that ranking report, you may show up in position 200, which would be page 20 of Google. And now here's what's interesting about SEO and so hard to explain to clients. And for those of you listening, just bear with me on this. Is the reality of SEO. The reality of SEO is now you go to work, and you work and work and work, and you go from page 20 to page 19. And how much money do you start making on page 19, Dan?
You're still making zero.
You're still making zero, but you keep working.
Right, but seeing your increase from 20 to 19 means you're doing something right that the other guys on page 20 aren't doing.
That's right, and then you move to page 16 in a leap and a bound.
Yeah,
and
those are fun leaps and bounds.
Then how much money do you start making?
Then you start making zero.
Still none. But you keep working it and doing all the stuff we're about to teach you on the Escape the Matrix show, and you move up to page 4 and continue to make nothing.
Zero.
Then you get to page 2 and you start to get some traffic.
Some traffic, possibly depending on your conversion rate and how much traffic you get. You may start making stuff on page 2.
And if you get enough rankings on page 2, you can actually make a decent amount of money. I have sites that make money that don't have any front page listings anymore, or stuff that like in my what I call the boneyard of your
websites.
All the websites I've built over the years, and
they're just page 2, and you just pick up a little bit of traffic here and there.
Yeah. Huh. And they still get traffic and they make some money even on page 2, but it's not that great. And people might be saying, well, why is that? Well, the answer is pretty simple, listener. How many times do you make it to page 2 when you do a search on Google?
And then how many times when you make it to that page 2, is there actually a product or a page there that's specific enough to what you're searching about that you go there and make a purchase?
And so it's all about page 1.
Yep.
It's all about first page. Now, you may not always be at the top of page 1, but being number 1 is huge. If you can get a number 1 ranking on the front page, often you'll get as much as 60% of the traffic. It's big time. I mean, it's big money. And that whole process we just described of going from page 20 to page 2 and then page 1 would be really frustrating because it could take 6 months to a year. But here's the thing. 6 months to a year is going to pass in your business regardless.
Yeah.
And 6 months to a year from now, one of the most exciting things that ever happened to me in my business is when I built an HCG site and started competing for the front page for that term. It's one of the most hyper-competitive terms on Google. It's the second most competitive term I ever fought for, the number 1 being scholarship. The word scholarship for a company that generated college leads. And that's another story for another day. That was cool. We're competing with Wikipedia and Dictionary.com.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy.
That was crazy tough, but we did it.
Almost always, actually, almost every niche is competing with Wikipedia. But oftentimes, Wikipedia isn't really what people are searching for, so it's not a huge deal.
It's not a commerce site. People with buying intent don't care about Wikipedia articles. Right. And we're looking for people with buying intent. People are looking for products. So we don't mind if Wikipedia is number 1 and we are number 2.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
In the case study,
skip it most of the time.
That's right. There's info sites. There's plenty of info sites now actually at the top of Google, which is what Google's all about. They want to give information.
Right.
And ideally they want to give the best information. So ideally you want to build the best site. When it comes down to it, the best site in the eyes of Google will be #1. And if you can do that, then you can get that #1 ranking. And what will happen? Well, when a site goes from the third or second or third page of Google to the front page of Google, what happens is all of a sudden the floodgates open. All of a sudden your email box starts getting filled with, you have a new order, you have a new order, you have a new order. And it is exciting.
That is so annoying. So many emails.
So many orders to delete out of your system at the end of the day. And so that all being said, you got to be prepared that this is a long-term strategy. Now, there's been cases where I've gone into a hyper-competitive market and ranked very quickly for really great key terms. I'll give you an example. A friend of mine here locally has a phenomenal product. It's called Arginine. It's one of the supplements that I take every day. It's one of those that is very well respected. A lot of athletes take it. Everyone from elderly people who have heart conditions to athletes. This just is one of those really great products, and I really like it. And I thought, well, I'm going to put up a site. Now, the Arginine space is just absolutely difficult to break into.
Huh.
But I put my Arginine site, and 6 weeks later was #1.
Wow.
6 weeks. It's crazy. And this was not for the term Arginine. It was from what we call long tail keyword. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Dan, let's get through long tail and explain what that is. It's really important for people to understand in SEO.
In segment 3?
Before segment 3. We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Ready to go.
So Arginine. I went for the key term Arginine benefits.
Arginine benefits. Not very long. Pretty good keyword, actually.
Yeah, there was a decent amount of traffic for it. I learned that from our favorite tool, SEMrush. SEM is in Search Engine Marketing, Rush, SEMrush.com. Go there, great tool. I did all my keyword research there. I got #1 for L-Arginine benefits, and that was worth $700 a month. And it took 6 weeks. Now, how cool is that?
That's amazing. 6 weeks to get to the top for Arginine benefits, a 2-keyword phrase. That's awesome.
Yep. But I always give it 6 months because I consider that a home run. That was quicker than I thought, and and then over time, I lost interest in that site. I didn't keep updating it. We didn't do all the things to keep in compliance with Google. It still makes money. You know what? I still make anywhere from $150 a month. It still brings in money, and that was 3 years ago.
That you got to the top of Arginine benefits?
Yeah, yeah. And then life got in the way. I should have kept that thing going. But long tail. The more words involved, the longer tail we would call that. The long tail is like weight loss is a primary keyword that's almost impossible to rank for. If you're going to start a weight loss site, don't even bother trying to rank for the term weight loss.
Right. So we're talking a keyword. A lot of people think it's maybe just one word, but we're actually talking keyword phrases.
Good point.
So people type in multiple words, 2, 3, 5 words even. Are long tail keywords, and they're still considered. We just say keywords, but we're talking about a phrase or a sentence. It's actually the key phrase that people are typing in on Google.
Yeah, key terms would probably be more accurate.
Yep.
So what we call keywords. Thank you for that clarification. That's important. So for example, as I Google the niche weight loss, because I do well in weight loss. I have various weight loss products. That's a niche that I enjoy. I like fitness generally, and I own a site, for example, called Lose 30 Pounds Quick. .com, and that's an affiliate site. So there you have the example. Weight loss, you can't compete, but a lot of people are Googling how to lose 30 pounds. There's a very specific long tail keyword you can rank for. So that's what you want to find is the long tail keyword in your niche. More after the break. This is the Escape the Matrix show on KHQN 1480 AM.
We froze up.
No. We are on our monitor.
Yes.
Does that matter?
We froze up. Thank you. Start. What's going on? Stop. Start. We're still recording. No problem with the recording. I don't know. There's complete differences going on here over last week, and I don't know what it is. Mine doesn't behave this way.
What are we doing in the third and fourth segments?
Let's go into the example.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and, well, you're still being recorded on the video.
Yeah, but our broadcast is dead.
Yes, and it looks like start. Reset this. Are we down on our camera? Wave to me. Thank you. Completely new.
front page of Google and make you money. This is Dave Sherwin and Dan Jones on the Escape the Matrix radio show on KHQN 1480 AM. Oh yeah, the first commercial was terrible. You got to make sure and edit that out of the video. Well, we may not have a video on YouTube, or only a portion of it, because we. Oh yeah. So we have the recording. That's great. But like I say, we may. I'm not sure if we can upload an hour. We might have to break it down into segments. I am just not sure if our channel will allow you to, but it might. We'll try it.
And it's certainly going to be broken up anyway, right at the half, so because of the reboot I had to do.
Ah. Okay. And for those of you watching live, do we still have anyone watching live, or did we lose that?
We lost that, and we'll talk about that after the show. I want to go over some things so that we can correct them.
Okay. So we're back on in 50 seconds. Now, number 3, external backlinks. What was number 1? Oh, presence of authority domains. Then number 2, presence of authority pages. Number 3, external backlinks.
Presence of authority pages.
We'll just read it off and let people we don't want to go into detail on that. That would just put people to sleep.
Yeah.
Last segment. This one ends a minute early. Welcome back to the Escape the Matrix show. I'm Dave Sherwin with Dan Jones on KHQN 1480 AM, where we talk about all things to do with online marketing. And today's topic is how to make money in SEO, or search engine optimization, how to get your site ranked on the front page of the almighty billion-dollar-plus company Google, which is always a great thing to do. We should all do it and then live out our lives on desert islands drinking out of cups with umbrellas on the top. And
yep.
That's what it's all about. Now, we had talked about finding out if you could compete for certain terms. We're using an example of potty training. Believe it or not, you can make money helping people understand how to potty train boys. Now, we didn't explain very well, Dan, how that would work, but to answer the question, go to clickbank.com and click on Marketplace. And if you enter the term potty training, you'll find all types of resources for sale that people will happily buy for $30 or $50 or even $60 to $100, some of these things, that would just help them to potty train their little boy. And if you can get your site ranked on the front page for how to potty train a boy, you can make money without having any product, without doing any merchandising, without having to put an SSL certificate on your website or a shopping cart or any of that stuff that's kind of a pain in the neck. And so that's our using potty training boys as an example. But this example and these methods we're teaching apply to everybody. Everyone with a website ought to understand how to get it on Google. Now, we talked about a tool that you're going to use to see if you think, to determine if your site can even make it to the front page. We use the example weight loss, Dan. Weight loss, I wouldn't even try. I just know that there's sites that have been there for 15 years, and I'm not going to budge them.
Yeah.
Can't beat out weightloss.com or WebMD or whoever else is there. So why try? But the example I used, I built a site called lose30poundsquick.com. That's a sub-niche, long-tail keyword that are those people in the weight loss arena?
They sure are.
They sure are. And how many people are searching the term lose 30 pounds? I'll tell you what, a whole lot. A lot of people are searching how to lose 10 pounds. How to lose 20 pounds. Those are all the type of terms that we're talking about that you can compete for. And when you do, then you can make money on your weight loss site. For example, if I was selling a weight loss product, Dan, and people listening to us right now, probably there are people selling a weight loss product, they might have thought to themselves, well, I can't compete because you said I can't make it to the front for weight loss. What I would do, if I have a product that is a weight loss product, is I'd go find one of those other terms like how to lose 10 pounds quick, how to lose 20 pounds quick. Or it might be the word fast.
Or shoot, there's so many. Just within this niche, there's so many different spins that you can take. People want to know what to eat. They want to know how to exercise. They want to know what supplements to take. They want to know, I mean, so much stuff, so many different keywords that they are typing in on Google, and it's all based around the same thing, weight loss, but they're not always just typing in weight loss because they want more specific and dialed in answers, and you can find out what those questions are that they have, and you can provide them the answer, and you can start ranking your page for that. So.
Exactly right. Yeah. And so if you've got a site and you built it wrong, and maybe you were going for the term weight loss and you're all discouraged, don't be discouraged. Just go find one of these other terms you can win for, and then build this site up and link it to your money page.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to be discouraged.
It's all about ranking pages too, not necessarily ranking your entire site.
That's right too. You can build a page that could get ranked for one of those terms within a site that you maybe built wrong in the first place. We've all done that. Now, so what are the 4 elements? They are domain authority, page authority, external backlinks, and YouTube presence. Those are the 4 things we look for.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and we won't go into great detail because you know what we would do, Dan? We put everyone to sleep. And some people are listening on the radio and driving, and this is kind of technical stuff. So let's just refer them. Just make the mental note of going to Moz. Go to Moz and do some research. And there's all kinds of tools on Moz that will tell you how to use it and everything like that. That's a great research tool that will help you understand that tool. In this particular case, for our case study, we're going after the term potty training boys, and what we find out, and you'll see this in the guide that we're putting in our premium back office today, is that we can compete for the term potty training boys after doing that research. And that is such a healthy thing to do, because the last thing you want to do is do all this work. Like I said, wouldn't it be great to do work today that's still paying you 20 years from now?
That'd be awesome. Now let me ask you a question. With your earlier example, Arginine benefits, did you go through this process and look at all the other all the other pages that ranked for Arginine benefits on Google on page 1 and say, you know what, based on their backlinks, their YouTube presence, their page authority, domain authority, all these different things, I think I can beat them out?
Two answers. Great question. 2 answers. Number 1, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now, and I did do research, yes, but I didn't have Moz back then. And I didn't have as much knowledge as I have now. And in some ways, I got lucky because, yes, I did the research, but I had limited tools.
So you knew that, you know, we all know that you did your keyword research at least, and you found out that Arginine benefits is the long tail keyword that you wanted to go after.
I did.
You
I
may
did
not have known.
do the search, and I had to do a lot of this manually. A lot of what I would use tools to do now, I had to do manually. I had to just do the search, and then, as you see here on the screenshot where I'm looking at, if you look at this results of potty training boys, you can put beside it the Moz results of the domain authority of number 1, the page authority of number 1, and the external links into the site.
This would be a good exercise for people to do.
Yeah, and this is the level of detail I did not get to with that site.
Yeah.
So I could do it better today.
Yeah.
We're teaching people better principles today than I knew when I did that one back then.
And something you come across all the time. You're like, if I'd known this when I started, what my life would be like. How would it be, Dave? How would it be? Knowledge
is power. The statement is never more true and more applicable than in this world. You know, there's all this stuff for sale online. We've all seen it. Make $1 million if you buy my tool. Make $1 million if you buy my course. Make $1 million if you learn this trick. And yet, I have yet to meet the marketer, and I know a lot of successful marketers in my circles. I've yet to meet the marketer that I say, hey, what's the secret to your success? And they say, oh, I got this email in my inbox a couple of years ago that said, make $1 million if you buy my course, and I bought the course, and it worked like crazy, and now I'm making $1 million. I have yet to hear that story.
Of course, let me forward it to you.
what happens is, the real answer is, they became an expert, and not through one course, but through multiple courses, through trial and error, through making mistakes, through putting themselves out there, through having more failure than success, but through being consistent and persistent and getting after it like entrepreneurs do, and having a mindset of success. You know, a lot of people aren't willing to work for 6 months. They're just not. I got a client right now that is in a hyper-competitive market, and we've been doing their SEO and taking them from nothing to the second page. They're in position 15, and they're questioning whether to carry on. I'm saying, well, that's up to you. It's your money. But if it was me, I would carry on until I was on the front page, and then I would carry on after I was on the front page, and I would continue to be on the front page, and that would be a very high and important goal for my business that I would always have. For me, in this world, in this environment, whether I owned a landscaping business, a carpet cleaning business, whether I was an orthodontist or selling weight loss products or a network marketer, I would want to be on the front page of Google for something.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to ask you, how long, I guess, I don't know how much detail you want to get into this client, but how long have you been working with client now? For this?
4 months.
4 months.
From 0 to the second page in 4 months,
page.
And they're discouraged because they're not seeing the results. It's all that what I talked about in the beginning. Going from 200 to 15 doesn't make you any money. Now they are getting some traffic. They are seeing some traffic from being in position 15.
Now I was going to ask, if you're doing everything to do SEO, that's I mean, for talking SEO and everything that you need to do to build out your site and to start doing that, I think that by the time you've gotten from 200 to 15, you're also using a lot of different other sources, and you're seeing traffic from different sources, not just Google. Is that right?
That is right. There's all this what we call Google gifts, for one thing. Some of the sites, some of the terms that we go for, we may not get, but Google may rank us on the front page for a different term that we weren't even trying for. Like when you get after this. For example, on my HCG site, I never targeted more than 20 terms. And yet Google ranked that site for 425 within 18 months.
Yeah.
All of them pointing back to our site or to pages within our site.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
one thing that it's interesting, because you're trying to rank for the keyword phrase A, B, C, and then Google ranks you for C, B, D, C, D, E or something. So
I'm just laughing. The customer that I'm talking about, we only got a minute left here, a minute and a half left on the show, but the customer I'm talking about, their clientele pays between $10,000 and $40,000 per client.
Oh, yeah.
For this particular service.
Right.
And here they are wondering if they should be on the front page for their term.
And they got 6 more rankings to go to get on the first page.
Yeah.
Start getting that traffic.
So there you have it. You know, I just think that search engine optimization, we don't have much time in the show. We do have some great resources, Dan, on our blog. We've done plenty of blog posts and free information. If you go to escapethematrix.net, there's some great stuff. We've put together this course. It's being uploaded to our premium back office, which, by the way, we now have a $1 trial. You can give it a shot for $1, so very low risk.
Right.
Go to escapethematrix.net and click on Premium Membership, and you'll see FB Marketer Pro, Content Arbitrage. You'll see all of our courses that we put in there. Pinterest and how to make money on Pinterest, and every single one of these are standalone marketing strategies that you could use to increase the revenue in whatever business that you're in. So let's end today with a hard promo on our own course, the premium membership at escapethematrix.net. But if you don't have $1, you could just go to the blog and get the free stuff.
There you go.
This is Dave Sherwin with Dan Jones on the Escape the Matrix Show. Have a phenomenal week. We will see you next week, same time, same channel. Sure.
Yeah.
But I got to